Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to our thing of the week, right? We're drinking Cara Pils today. Queen of Belgian beers.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's that is probably in the land of beer the cheapest thing you can buy. I think there's nothing cheaper than Cara Pils, and it's a big secret where it's brewed. But to me,
It sounds good, yeah.
it's
okay. You can hear the sea.
This is my thing of the week. I've had this laptop for 100 days, and I've had this dream for a long time to be able to replace my workstation PC tower with something this small that I can take with me everywhere and that I can use to do serious work. And when I get home, hook it up to an external GPU, an external drive, and just do the heavy lifting.
What do you mean with serious work? What do you do?
Well, I'm a wedding photographer mostly, and I also do some light video editing, which is I don't usually work with 4K, so usually it's just 1080p, but I want to be able to work with that like fluently and not have to wait for rendering too much. And you know, sometimes you want to do some gaming. For these ultrabooks, you know, they don't have an integrated GPU, they just have the onboard Intel graphics.
I saw you plug it in the wall earlier. Yeah.
This is kind of a docking station and external GPU. So I got a GTX 1060, which is a middle of the road towards higher end graphics card. This thing only has USB-C ports, which means that if you got something like this, like a regular old USB-A card reader, which everybody has got cupboards full of mice and keyboards and card readers and stuff, which are all USB-A, and none of them will fit this laptop. You always need a dongle. This is in the box.
It's in the box. You don't have to buy it extra.
You don't have to buy it separately, and you can buy one of these dongles with a couple of USB-C and an HDMI and whatever you need. You can buy it fairly cheaply. But the great thing about this connector, and that thing also has Thunderbolt 3, is that you can plug one cable and you charge
everything on it.
Yes, you charge your laptop. You get a great graphics card solution. You got your mice, your keyboard, your external audio, whatever. So that's a great thing about it. The screen as well. So that's easy. That's one of these very convenient things that you get used to very quickly. So in that respect, it's very thin and light. I like just throwing it into my backpack, taking my backpack with me, and wondering, oh, did I bring my laptop? That's how light this thing is. Yeah. And my wife has the previous generation, and they shaved a couple of 100 grams off it and made it a bit lighter. It doesn't float. I'm sorry. Maybe we can do that in special effects later. Yeah. The floating laptop trick. So it's great. I would not say that my original dream of really replacing a workstation with this, it's not perfect, you know.
No, but it does the trick. It does the trick.
That's true. If I'm rendering videos, I didn't do any benchmarks. I'm not sure, but it doesn't quite feel as snappy as fast as it used to be. And I'm talking about a 3-year-old PC tower. And I think maybe a lot of it has to do with cooling. I think maybe the older, if you gotta have a big tower.
What did you pay for it? Because Cara Pils didn't pay for it. What did you?
This was like 1,400 euros, and that's not the base version. It doesn't have the 4K screen, but it does have the fastest processor, and it has like 512 gigabytes of memory. It also has decent battery life. I think they advertise it as around like 16 hours or so. I usually get
16 hours work.
Yeah. But I usually just get like 9 or 10. But yeah, 1,400. I was looking at some more expensive laptops, but they usually, most of them have got the same processor. It's like a U8550 Intel, I don't know. It's like the current top of the line processor for this form factor. I looked at it because I always think of myself still as a Mac kind of guy. But the current MacBook Pros don't have this processor yet. They're a generation behind. They're like the 7th generation of Intel processors, and this is the 8th generation. Because you're on Mac, right?
Yeah.
You got an iMac?
iMac, yeah. I've got an old iMac. I've got an old MacBook, and I like this the operating system. I don't like Windows. It crashes. It's slow. It's too complicated. I'm no IT guy. So
Yeah.
I like to. What I look for in a laptop is I open it.
You look for the Apple logo.
I look for the logo. I open it. Boom, it's on.
That is a big difference. And this thing has like Windows Hello. Do you know that? It has like below the webcam, which is one of the typical things about this series is that the webcam is actually down here. It's at the logo, which is usually not a big problem. But if you're like teleconferencing and you're typing at the same time, your fingers are like huge. Yeah. So you got a camera looking into your into your nose with these huge like tarantulas dancing in front of them. That's a bit odd. And a lot of people bitch about that online. I don't really mind it, but especially if you're using an external keyboard, then it's further away and it doesn't really matter. Yeah. If you use one of these desk things where you put it up straight, it's not an issue. But if you're teleconferencing in a situation where you just got the laptop and you're typing, that is weird. That's true. So, and you notice these dual webcams there. So these are Windows Hello, and that logs in with your face. So you don't have to, and no fingerprints or passwords. It's okay when it works, but this thing for me takes way too long to boot up. And like you said, with Macs, it's like you open it on the train, and like 2 seconds, you are in. And that is one of the amazing things about
People
Mac.
don't like to wait. Yeah,
and I have a MacBook Air, which is a 2012 or 2013 machine, and it boots up instantly. This is supposedly top of the line right now, 2018. Sometimes 10 or 20 seconds boot up time, and it's just sleeping. It's not doing anything else. Yeah.
Is it the hard drive then?
I don't know.
Okay.
So. In short, my dream is not quite fulfilled. I like it. I'm not sure about the speed. If you're looking for something that's absolutely blazingly fast, this is not it yet. I'm hoping for the 15-inch version of this one, which is also a convertible. I think it'll appeal to a lot of people. If you're looking for absolute portability and you're doing like day-to-day computer things, like my wife is a teacher, she's got the previous version of this previous generation. It's fabulous, it's great. But if you're doing heavy lifting, if you're doing video editing, photo editing, I would perhaps spring for something that's a little more powerful, maybe wait for another generation to go for the 15-inch.